About this policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria, it looks as though it's not popular. As a matter of fact, that's why the Senate says no to it. What's the CBN's thinking now on this?
I think when we talk about the 5,000 naira note, it is not what defines what we are doing under our currency restructuring program. What we are doing is that we are restructuring the overall currency. We are reviewing our currency structure in line with international best practice. Every 5 to 8 years, every country, every monetary authority tries to review its currency structure. You want to make sure that counterfeiters are not ahead of you in the game, that you make currency notes that they cannot forge, that you also create a structure that will help support transaction in your system. What we have done now is to arrange to introduce a 12 denomination structure, 6 coins, 6 currency notes. Now, the 5,000 naira note has just been brought in not because of inflation, but because it is consistent with what we are doing under the cashless program. We want to make sure that people carry less volume of notes. The cashless program, we are introducing it because we want to reduce the cost of handling notes. We want to make sure that more Nigerians, carry less money, less notes. The cost of production, transportation, storage, and all of currency notes is reduced. That's what we are working on.
All right, Mr. Karafo.
When you bring the 5,000 naira note, it will help along the same line.
All right, but this policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria, where you say it's in line with international best practices, does it take into cognizance its direct effects, either in the short term or in the long term, on the economy of this country?
Well, I have heard people say that this thing, the introduction of the 5,000 naira note will bring inflation. And I'll challenge anybody who is an economist to bring the economic theory that says that when you have a higher denomination in your pocket, then it will change the way you spend money. The fact that we're bringing 5,000 naira note doesn't mean we're increasing the money supply in the country. So I don't know where this is coming from, and I want people to sit back and think about it. If your salary is 100,000 naira, if you have 5,000 notes in your pocket, will it change the way you spend? If from what you will do if you had a bundle of 1,000 naira notes, or if you had a bag of coins, you will spend it differently. We are trying to make things easier because we know that there are people who willy-nilly will use cash. And if you go to the ball counting rooms, there's too much cash, too many currency notes circulating in the economy. We want to reduce that, and the cost of doing that will go to the Nigerians. Now, under the review that we have planned, the people who are blind and visually impaired will be taken into consideration. When they touch the currency note, they will know what denomination it is.
Just a moment, Mr. Karafo.
Technology to beat counterfeiters.
Pardon me for butting in here, if you will.
More aesthetically pleasing. It's the symbol of Nigeria. And you have to look at it every now and then to make sure that it looks pleasing to the eye. And it will be a source of pride to everybody.
Yeah, but this same...
Many people who are talking about 5,000 naira notes, when they go to the banking hall, if you give them their money in 100 naira notes, they will tell you, no, give me in 1,000 naira notes.
Yeah, but Mr. Karafo, the CBN can do better than that. This feature that you want to put in the 5,000 naira for the visually impaired, can't it be put in the current currencies?
It's not just on the 5,000. It will be everywhere.
Yeah,
it will be on all the notes. On all the notes. So once they touch it, they'll know that this is the particular denomination. It's not just the 5,000 naira.
Okay, but at the moment, the Chairman Senate Committee on Banking, Finance and Insurance says that this policy is going to send the wrong signal. And as a matter of fact, he says, quoting him directly, that it's only taken where there is a major currency crisis. and that the CBN must be careful in not to send the wrong signal or message to households or the domestic sector that our currency, he says our currency is valueless.
I don't know how this makes our currency valueless. Well, first of all, let me talk about our relationship with the National Assembly. We have an excellent relationship, and we're in touch with them. I'm sure that within the next 1 day or two, all this will be cleared up. We have great relationship. That there is really no problem. Well, the law is very clear on what the central bank will do. And remember that we had clearance from approval from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is there's no problem at all, none whatsoever. Now, going back to the point that you're making, I said earlier that instead of bringing about inflation, it will help us in our commercial transactions. We now have a 12 denomination structure, 6 coins, 6 notes.
Yeah, but you haven't answered the question on the currency crisis, the way it comes across, which the the chairman of the Senate committee says that this type of action is only taken where there is a currency crisis, and as such, the CBN should stop a forthwith.
Let me tell you, first of all, you must review your currency every now and then. Like I said, the industry best practices between 5 and 8 years. Some of our currencies haven't been touched in the past 13 years. The 100 naira note has not been refurbished, has not been reviewed in the past 13 years. The 200 naira note the past 11 years. The 500 naira note has been there for about 9 years. And the 1,000 naira note was introduced in 2007. That's about 7 years now. Is it 7 years now or 5 years?
Mr.
No, 2007, yes.